Maryland's Kevin Huerter is ready to take on new roles on and off the court. After playing nearly all of his freshman season at the small forward position, Maryland's Kevin Huerter has spent much of the offseason preparing for a transition to the backcourt. He returned early from summer vacation to log more time in the gym in College Park, added 12 pounds of muscle and spent time studying Villanova guards and their reputable use of jump stops and ball fakes in the lane, fundamentals that Huerter wants to incorporate into his game as the ball swings his way more this season. But while the 6'7", 202-pound Huerter is physically prepared to play more at the shooting guard position, the move has also helped him find his voice. He is not the only one expected to endure a transition this year. Sophomore Justin Jackson will play more at the small forward position after spending much of his rookie season at the stretch 4 spot, and Huerter has made it a habit to pull Jackson aside in practice to give him advice on playing the small forward spot in a complex offensive system. "I'm just trying to make him realize that he doesn't have to be so robotic in our offense," Huerter said, "that he has a lot of freedom that he doesn't realize." Now that guard Melo Trimble is gone after 3 productive seasons and the Terrapins program searches for a new identity, Huerter will no longer be able to sit in the shadows on his own team. "I think the guy that is most natural, the guy that likes to talk the most, the guy that gets it the most, is Kevin Huerter," Maryland coach Mark Turgeon said. "Now I'm not saying he's our leader, I'm saying he kind of gets it and he just naturally does it and doesn't even know he's doing it." At Georgetown, the big man on campus is in his 50s and wears a suit. Huerter will be somewhat liberated during his second season in College Park, even as the expectations for him mount. He was largely flying under the radar at this point last season. Huerter, Jackson and point guard Anthony Cowan Jr. were the first Maryland freshman trio to start multiple games in the modern era, but Huerter will no longer be able to use the element of surprise after starting all 33 games last season and averaging 9.3 points and 4.9 rebounds. Cowan is considered the heir apparent to Trimble, while Jackson is the centerpiece of the roster and a potential first-round NBA draft pick should he opt to leave after this season. Both of those players grew immensely in the offseason. Cowan tested himself against older players in the Kenner League, while Jackson tested the NBA draft waters by attending the league's scouting combine and visiting several professional teams for workouts. But Huerter also made strides on his own, which included a stint with the US U19 World Cup national team in Egypt. He returned to College Park vowing to remain one of Maryland's best perimeter defenders. He had several game-changing defensive plays as a freshman, including a game-winning block in a win over Georgetown, and to expand his game on the offensive end. Huerter led the team with 65 three-pointers made last season, but he struggled at times getting to the rim. He finished with just 28 free throw attempts. With that in mind, Huerter has worked to transform his mentality during the preseason. He's taking more shots, is more aggressive off the bounce. He's not just a catch-and-shoot guy, redshirt junior guard Dion Wiley said. "I would say he's gotten a lot more athletic and stronger." Maryland's backcourt won't be as deep as it was a year ago. Wiley will be one of Huerter's primary backups, while freshman Daryl Morcella will serve as Cowan's primary backup, but Turgeon will have the luxury of keeping his lineups fluid. "I think our team is going to be a lot more versatile this year," Huerter said. Trimble was involved in 71% of the team's pick and rolls last year. Aside from Cowan, that number will be divvied up more between Huerter and Jackson. Huerter played 74% of his minutes at the small forward position last season, according to the analytics site, KenPom.com, while Jackson played 72% of his minutes at power forward. Those two players will be able to slip into their natural positions at shooting guard and small forward, respectively, thanks in part to a more versatile frontcourt that is still working to get healthy. Senior center Michal Sikovsky, who is just getting back to full strength after suffering a fractured ankle late last season, has begun to blossom in practice, according to Turgeon. Freshman forward Bruno Fernando, who is expected to help carry the load at power forward, suffered a sprained left ankle 2 weeks ago and will be held out of Thursday night's exhibition against Randolph-Macon, but he is hopeful to return for next week's season opener at Stony Brook. It has been a difficult time for the freshman, but he has received support from Huerter, who has helped Fernando and Morsell confront the new challenges of the college game. "I'm just trying to be more vocal on the court. In practice," Huerter said. "I'm trying to lead by example, getting extra shots in, extra lifts in, things like that, and having the rest of the team follow." More on Maryland. Maryland's defense finally holds in a wild win over Indiana. Maryland QB Bordenschlager is getting better each week. Maryland men's soccer is in its worst slump since 19